Recording in progress.
All right, so let's begin again. So let's sit tall and straight. Close the eyes. Focus on the infinite. That which existed before the beginning of this universe, before creation, and will still be there beyond the end of this universe. Merge with God. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your thoughts in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering and enjoy this practice through our senses. May the Lord guide us and protect us through the practice and bestow upon us the fruits of knowledge. May we acquire a strong desire for that knowledge that liberates us from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's start off with a mantra for purification 3 times. Those of you who know it can, of course, chant along. If not, just imagine you're singing through the voice of the Guru to deliver all the benefits of purification of the space, the ground, and all the psychic channels within. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sajihi. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sajihi. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sajihi. So now let's do sound breathing in order to increase our aura, our protection against psychic attacks, negative energy directed towards us, either voluntarily or directly or indirectly. So bringing your attention at all those areas as we go up and up the Sushumna Nadi, and just try to imagine that you're bringing healing into those areas, whether it's your own body or others who are suffering in those areas. Let's take our attention to the lower 3 chakras at the root, the sacral area, and the navel. Picture the color red there. Be bathed in that color. The sound is ah. Take a deep breath in, allow the sound to ride the breath. Next, go to the heart, especially think about this heart center, the center of love and compassion. And may, as we sing, as we do the mantra, as we do the sound associated to it, bring healing in the physical and emotional sense. You, inhale, it's color green. You. Next, go to the base of the throat. The color is blue. The sound is so. Again, important to have in this practice an open throat, and may all the words that come out of the throat always be ones of loving kindness. Inhale. Next, the space between the eyebrows. The sound is sun, S-U-N. Just concentrate on the end, vibrate the vibrations produced by the latter part of the sound, the end sound. Imagine it shaking out all the impurities from wherever they reside in the body. Bring them out into the bloodstream and out of the body. Inhale, the color is indigo. Sun. Now the crown, the color is violet. The sound is sum. Again, concentrate on the latter part of the sound. The M sound, the humming, will help to promote mental sharpness. And through mental sharpness, we gain the discernment that we need to come closer to our true nature. Color violet again. Inhale. Some. Take a moment to just notice any effects, any changes in the mental, physical, or emotional state. So let's now prepare to practice with an intention of offering. Renounce the fruits of the actions. And remember that it's wrong to have expectations from the practice. Have the fierce determination, direct your fierce determination to finding God in all the postures, in all throughout the practice, in all that we do. So let's begin. So let's start off with a bit of a warm-up. Do breathing for charging breathing. Bring the feet about 10 inches apart. Bring the arms up over the head. As you inhale, breathe from the soles of your feet right up to the fingertips. Imagine you're drawing the earth's energy right up through the body. Hold the breath and the attention at the fingertips. Exhale all the way back down. Feel as though the earth's energy were charging the body. Again, inhale, draw the earth's energy up throughout the whole length of the body, right up to the fingertips. Then holding at the fingertips, hold the breath. Exhale all the way back down. Feel as though that charge is being flushed all the way throughout the body. Last time, inhale all the way up through the body, attract all the energy up by your attention, through your attention. Holding it all at the fingertips, hold the breath. Exhale all the way back down. And then bring the arms down. So let's do a few exercises to prepare the body for the practice. Imagine you're the witness watching the body moving all by itself. So then just start to swing from side to side. Allow the arms to slap the body in which way feels all the arms are heavy ropes. Roll the arms all the way around the body, twist. And then start to shake the shoulders faster. Feel as though the arms were dead. Just try to move as fast as you can. Head flying in all the directions. And then start to slow it down. Good. Now from here, we're going to bring the arms up. Take hold of the opposite elbows and bend to the left. Come up, go to the right. Come up, go to the left again. And then go to the right. Good. And just here, circles, head and neck, shoulders. Make the circles a little bit larger. Feeling the upper back and the chest coming into the movement. And then whole torso. Swing down, hinge at the hips, make large circles in front of the body. And coming back up, and then go in the opposite direction now. Just the head and shoulders first. Mostly loosen up the neck. And then start to bring your chest and the upper back into the movement as well. And then finally, the whole torso. Get a little bit of speed on the way down. And then coming back up. Good. Release the arms now. All right, so now shake out the wrists. Fast as you can. Up and down. Good. Now let's release some tension, lion's breath. So imagine you're pouncing like a lion and your tongue hangs out of your mouth, your eyes go wide like a fierce face of a lion. Let's go. And then coming back up. Good. So now let's take the wheel. If you have a wheel nearby, let's just do a few warm-ups with the wheel. Okay. So we're just going to take the wheel in our right hand and just hold the edge of the wheel. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, bend to the right. Just allow the wheel to bring you a little bit more weight, to allow you to drop a little bit further down. So you might be able to bring the wheel right to the ground. If you can walk your fingers out to the edge of the wheel. And then take the wheel up over your head. Hold it with the other hand and lean to the left. All the way. And then come back up. Good. And now we're going to take the wheel, hold the edge of the wheel, go to the left again. Inhale, reach up, allow the wheel to slide down your left leg. And if you can go all the way to the ground and just rest the wheel on the ground, you can walk your left hand to the edge of the wheel, push it against the ankle and stretch a little bit more to the right side. And bring the right arm down. Inhale, pull the wheel up over the head. Wheel in both hands, bend to the right. Push the hips out towards the left. And then coming back up. Good. Now from here, we're going to take the wheel up over the head, bend the elbows and send it down your back. And then just take your left hand, walk it to the top of the wheel. Your other hand, your thumb hooks on the inside of the wheel and pull it down your back. Inhale, lift the elbow up. Exhale, push your head back into wheel. Allow your body to rest. Conform the shape of the back to the wheel. Lean back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend forward. Allow the wheel to press into the back of the head and go down. And you can get your elbow past, just slide past your knee, your forehead to your shins. Be mindful of your shoulders, of course. Move according to your condition. Slowly come back up. Keep pressing the upper back into the wheel. And then come back up. And the other hand now. Take your right hand to the top edge of the wheel. And bring your other hand down. And find the wheel with your thumb hooked on the inside. Starting out by pulling the wheel down as far as you can down the back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, just lean back. Allow your back to rest on the wheel. Push the wheel into your sacrum. The back of the head into the wheel as well. And then come up and hinge forward. Allow the wheel to just press weight into the back of the head. Bring your belly to your thighs. Your elbow slips past the right leg, perhaps forehead to your shin. Or between the shins. And with control, push your upper back into the mat, into the wheel, and come all the way back up. Good. And release. Bring the wheel in front. So press the wheel in between your palms and push the wheel down as far as you can, but lift your elbows up, drop your shoulders down. So you're stretching your wrists here. Push the wheel down as much as you can. Good. So you feel the pressure just in the base of the wrist here, on the outside of the hands. Good. Lift the elbows up a little bit higher. Good. And then from here, bring the wheel back up. Just hold the wheel between your arms and just roll your wrists a little bit. Now we're going to turn our hands around so that the backs of the hands are against the wheel. Slide them down a little bit further, so the wrists are about the mid wheel, and then lift your wheel up underneath your chin. And this time, you're feeling the pressure on the inside of the wrist as you drop your elbows down and you try to lift your wrists up higher. Press the fingernails into the wheel if you can. And then release. Good. All right, now shake out the wrists again. Good. Now from here, we're just going to roll on a wheel. You know this one, of course. You come to the front end of the mat. You place the wheel behind your back. And just wheel a little bit. Just roll the wheel all along the length of the body. Not the body, but the back. So you come all the way down on your head. So your wheel comes underneath your seat and roll all the way forward until it touches the base of the brain or the top of the neck. So do this a few times. Do it nice and slow so you can feel it cracking out your back a little bit. And then come back to the front end of the mat. All right, so now this time we're going to roll all the way back and come all the way back until we land on our shoulders and the back of the head are on the ground. Okay, so now the wheel is underneath our seat, more or less. Hold the bottom edge of the wheel close to the ground. Your pinkies are on it, like your baby fingers on the ground. The thumbs are on the inside of the mat. Inside the wheel, and raise the legs up, both legs at a time. Use your core to bring your legs up nice and steadily and uniform, and take your feet all the way back behind your head for plow pose and come all the way back down. So a few times here. Just feel as though, try to connect as much of the wheel to the back of your body as possible. So you're feeling the sacrum just rolling its way into the wheel. Feel as though the wheel were part of your body. And then one more time, feet come over your head. Good, now here, stay in plow this time. Push your wheel, lift your hips and push your wheel a little bit further in so that it comes against your mid-back. Keep your left leg there and bring a right foot down towards the ground. So your left foot might come off the ground, that's okay. So once your right foot comes down, and just try to stick the foot on the wheel. Hold the foot on the wheel in place with your hands. And then from here, again, pull the left leg back over your head. Some of you might be able to get your toes to the ground behind your head. Good. And then if you can, place your left foot on top of your right thigh
Some of you might be able to bring your foot in lotus. If you can, bring your foot in lotus. And then again, bring your hands to support your foot and press your left knee forward away from you. So imagine trying to get your left knee down to the ground in front. So again, your sacrum is resting on your wheel. You can move your body in a little bit, your elbows in, so you feel your back, your wheel pressing into your mid-back as well. Try to have as much contact with your wheel as possible with your body. And from here, bring the left leg up off the right leg, and this time switch legs. So now bring your right leg over your head, and then bring the right foot onto the wheel, flat on the wheel. Hold it in place with both hands. And from here, pull the right foot back over your head, coming back into the half Hanumanasana. Try to get your right toes to the ground. Then from here, bend the right leg again, bring it down. You can either have the foot on the left knee. If you can, bring your left foot into your lotus. Your left foot comes into the top of the left leg, right foot comes into the top of the left leg, and then push the right knee forward. If your foot is not in your lotus, you can just press your hand into your thigh and just encourage the knee to come forward. Again, move your body in, move my elbows in a little bit, try to scooch in so you can feel the wheel against your mid-back as well. Imagine trying to get the right knee to the ground. Back bends not only involve the back, of course the thighs, the shoulders, the neck, everything is connected, everything works together. Okay, and then bring the right knee back up and the foot up off the ground, and bring both feet back down onto the ground. And then place your hands beside your head and push your way back up into seated position. Okay, good. Now from here, working the shoulders a little bit more. Bring the arms up. And then from here, we're going to bend our elbows. We want to have our hands, basically, the wrists underneath the ears, spread your fingers, and then just try to find the edges of your wheel with your hands. Okay, so. Just bring your elbows up again, bring your hands underneath your ears, and take hold of the edges of the wheel, and then from here, try to roll back, try to keep your elbows close to your head. And when you come down, your elbows come down onto the floor, and you're holding onto the wheel at the same time. Your elbows are by the ears. So stretch out your legs. Your legs are straight. Your toes, your heels are pressing into the wheel, into the floor. Now from here, see if you can lift. You have to push with your toes, roll the thighs towards one another. Try to lift your back up off the wheel. So you're still holding onto the wheel with your hands, but you're really pushing your chest forward so your back comes away from the wheel. Good. And then come back down. Again, lift up. Maybe walk your feet a little bit closer so that when your hips come up, they're higher. Your chest comes a little bit further forward. So we're going to do this 3 times. Really push your chest forward. That's it. Try to straighten your legs. Yeah, that's it, Miro. Roll the thighs towards one another. Try to bring your knees together. Good. And come back down. And one more time. If you think you can, walk your toes in a little bit closer still. And again, push through the chest. Try to get your chest forward as though you're trying to push your chest against the wall in front of you. Straighten your legs if you can. Roll the thighs inwards. Really push with your toes and your heels. That's it. Push your chest a little bit further forward, Georgia. That's it. Try to get your knees, your legs straight. Beautiful, Miro. Beautiful, Kayla. Yeah, really, really nice. And Laura too. Good. Everyone, awesome. Come down. So come release the pose, come back out. All right. Okay, so from here, let me see. Okay, so let's come to one end of the mat so that you're sitting at the end, so the rest of the mat is to the left of you. Okay, so you're going to sit in Gomu Kasana with the right leg over top of the left. And push the wheel against your left hip. Okay, so from here, we're just going to allow, again, the side body to conform to the shape of the wheel. Reach the right arm up. So try to get as much length as possible. So in back bends, you want to try to get, to get a nice curve through the body, you want to try to work on the lateral side as well. So reach the right arm up. Really use your left elbow to push the wheel in towards your hips so that you can get the wheel to contact the body. And then you can bend your left hand up, take hold of the right wrist, and use the left hand to tug the right arm further down. Try not to allow the right side of the seat to come up. And then release. From here, we're just going to roll along the wheel along the left edge of the body. So again, you're pushing with your feet, with your left foot, just kind of rolling yourself back and forth along the wheel. So it comes right to the bottom of the hip and all the way down through right to the elbow. Good. Then from here, we're going to stop. We're going to come back. So the wheel's underneath, like just sitting between your hip and your just underneath the arm here, elbows on the ground. Plant down the left foot and bring the right leg up. You can either hold the back of the leg like so, depending on your flexibility. If you have more flexibility, you hold the heel from the inside and try to pull the foot up. Beautiful. And then release, bring the right foot back down and roll your way out. And switch sides. You can just turn, so you already know what you're doing, so you can just turn around, or you can go to the other end of the mat. I'm going to go to the other end so that you can still see me if you're facing the right way. So just start in Gomu Kasana with the left leg on top, push it against the right hip, the wheel, anchor in place with your right arm to start. And bend to the left, bend to the right, bring the left arm over the head. Good. And at some point you can bend the right hand up, take hold of the left wrist with the right hand and pull on the hand, try to get a little bit deeper into the stretch. Feel a nice stretch to the left side of the body. And then release. Again, we're going to roll back and forth, pushing off the feet, rolling right to the bottom of the hip and right underneath the arm. And keep rolling. Good. And from here, come all the way so you're on your elbow again. Make sure that the right foot is planted down and take your left leg up. You can see if you can take hold of the inside of the foot, hold the heel, and pull the leg up. Press the base of the big toe down on that right foot. Push the hip into the wheel. And release gracefully. Bring the left foot down and roll back. Good. Now we're going to come on to the back again. Sit with the wheel behind the back again. And from here we're going to roll back. Bring your fingertips to the ground. Bring the top of the head to the ground. Getting ready for Dhanurasana. So place your feet parallel, bring your hands down beside a little bit in front of the head, and then when you're ready, push your body up off the wheel. Come on to Dhanurasana. And then from here, take your right foot, try to find the wheel with your foot, and just use your toes. Whoops, I went too fast that time. Try to roll the wheel towards you so that eventually maybe, okay, I gotta get to the skin. So you want to try to get the wheel underneath your head, so you might be able to get your toes onto the head as well. Okay, so once you come up, take the foot on the wheel, roll it slowly, and see if you get the wheel and your toes maybe in the head to connect. Keep pushing the foot further. So the top of the foot is on the wheel. Good. And then try with the other foot. So use the foot to roll the wheel back out. And then try with the other foot. Flick your toes and just eventually the front of the foot will come onto the mat. Lift your head up a little bit higher and try to get your wheel to come and your foot to come underneath your head. That's it. Beautiful. There you go. You almost had it. There you go. There you go. Good. Beautiful, Georgia. All right. Once you've had a chance to try that, come back down. Beautiful back bend, Nicola. Nice. You have to move slowly, otherwise the wheel kind of gets away from you and like it just kind of rolls away. So yeah, just do it nice and slow. And your foot is starting like this on a wheel, and then eventually you just, as the wheel comes closer, the top of the foot lands on the wheel, and then it comes to the head. Okay, so, all right, that's it. There you go, Laura. Bring your head towards your foot. There you go. Keep going, keep going, keep going. There you go. Beautiful. All right. And now come back down. Okay, so now let's start off. Okay, actually, let's start standing. Bring your legs inside of the wheel. So just starting off like some long extensions first. So back bend, you want to think of back bending as an extension as opposed to really like really curving your spine at first, but you just want to just try to find your way into a really long stretch. So you want to have your wheel just above your knees. Your thighs are inside the wheel, okay? So now from here, push your hips forward, push into your seat, and allow your head to drop back. And then from here, if you feel comfortable, you can walk your hands down. You can hold the top edge of the wheel depending on your flexibility. Maybe you can hold the bottom edge of the wheel. Keep pushing your hips forward and then straighten your legs. Allow the head to drop back. Bring your weight forward. And then come back with your hands on the seat one at a time. Press into your seat. Push your thighs into the wheel and come back up. So you're pushing your thighs against the wheel. It gives you a little bit more stability. So now we're going to slide your feet right down, your wheel right down, and step to the outside of the wheel. So your ankles are holding the wheel in place, doing the same thing. So pressing your hands into the wheel, easy Chakasana again. So you really want to hold the wheel, secure the wheel with your heels. Your toes can be pointed slightly outwards. So the base of the toes might not be against the wheel, that's okay. And then push your hips forward, allow the head to come back. Start to walk your hands down the back of the legs, bit by bit. You can stop wherever you feel comfortable. Your hands might land just below the knees and you might stay there. If you can slide further down, slide your hands down the backs of your legs. Maybe your fingers will find the wheel. If you can, maybe keep on sliding down until your thumbs hook on the top edge of the wheel and your fingers are just pressing on the inside of the wheel. Some of your long fingers might actually touch the ground on the inside of the wheel with your fingers. Push your hips forward again. Roll the thighs outwards, roll the shins inwards. Then from here, walk your way back up slowly. One hand at a time, walking one hand up higher and then the other. And when your hands land on your seat, come all the way back up. Okay, so going a little bit further still. So I'll demonstrate the next one. Do it nice and slow, okay? So as if we're doing a sun salutation. So the weight the wheel will, you have to be careful because the way the wheel will, will have effect on this, okay? So you stand with your feet about hip width apart, your toes pointing out. So depending on your comfort level, you drive the wheel down, inhale, lift the wheel up over the head. Now I find it helps to hold the breath at this point, push your hips forward and go back. Only as far as you feel comfortable. And then you come back up, exhale. Inhale again. Lengthen, pull the wheel up over the head, hold the breath, hips forward, engage your buttocks, engage upper back, and go back. Okay, so we do this 5 times. Inhale, draw the wheel up, go up, hips forward, and then the part we're getting deeper into your back bend. Hold your breath to keep control. Keep holding your breath as you come back up. And exhale, bring your wheel back to your chest. Okay, so do this 5 times. Each time maybe go a little bit further, but again, be careful. If you feel more comfortable, well, it doesn't look that well actually. You can just start close to the wall. Start the wheel over your head. If you want, you can press your hips against the wall. Of course, you won't come back up. So that's another option to help you have a little bit of security, okay? So go ahead. You separate your feet a little bit. Beautiful, yeah. Really nice. Beautiful, Miro. That's to try to keep your arms straight. If you have a pretty strong back bend, you try to keep your arms straight. This will bring a little bit more difficulty into the pose, but if you're ready to try that, as opposed to bending your elbows, but again, do according to your condition. So again, inhale, lift up, extend, hold the breath, engage your buttocks and your upper back as you go back. Beautiful, Georgia, good. Oh, you're so close to the ground. Next time you're going to come right back, right up, right down. Okay. Watch your body moving in your imagination. Awesome, Miro. Okay. Nice. Nice, Nicola. Good. All right. And beautiful. Break the pose. All right. So beautiful. So everyone's got the idea. So you want to think of lengthening. So not so much, go folding back really abruptly. You want to have a nice long extension. Try to keep your hips forward and get as much length as possible so that, you have a nice line. Good. Okay, so we're going to go on now. Let's come into Camel. Okay, so we're going to just place your wheel behind you against, let's just start with this one. This is an easy one. So your wheel's between your feet, and you can place your hands on the wheel. Just press your hands on the edges of the wheel. Push your hips forward, allow your head to come back. So this is not too much of a challenge for most of you, I'm sure. So if you want, you can just move your hands down to your feet to do a regular camel if you're finding that it's not giving you any stretch at all. You can just do a normal camel for a moment. But then, see if you can reach your head all the way back and touch the top of the head to the wheel. So press your hips forward a little bit. Okay. That's it. Hips forward. Allow your head to jump all the way back. You might bring your hips a little bit back, a little bit first, so you can bring your head back a little bit, and then might find the wheel a little bit more easy. And then you slide your head back in, more on the top of the wheel, and your hips forward over your knees. So start back first, lean back first, and then when your head finds the wheel, when you start to bring your head back towards the wheel, you'll land your head on the wheel. And from here, bring your hands to your hips, press into your hips, grip the wheel with your feet, and come back up. Okay, everybody okay with that one? Good. So now from here, using your thighs a little bit now. So you can do this one leg at a time, depending again on your comfort level. You can bring one foot on a wheel and keep the other knee, I'll do it the other way so you can see. So you bring the instep onto the wheel, the front foot on the wheel, and one leg just stays on the ground. You can stay like this. And from here, bring your hands to your seat, find the wheel with your hands, and then until you can come down to the ground perhaps, you can see if you can bring your head to your foot that's on the wheel. Some of you might be able to get both feet on the wheel. So you lean forward, you bring both feet on the wheel, and you press your way up. So you have to kind of push yourself up a little bit. And from here, you lean back, find one hand to the wheel first, and then the other hand, and eventually you keep sliding down. You push your hands forward, and eventually you might be able to bring your back onto the wheel. Okay, so this is a little bit more, of course, a little bit more of a stretch. You can try to get your elbows down towards the ground as well. So just your back is sitting on your wheel, your seat is on your feet, So you can give that a try. Go again to where you feel comfortable. That's it. Now slide yourself down a little bit further, Georgia, so your back comes onto your wheel. You got the idea, Eugenia. Good. Nicola, just bring your hands on the wheel, that's it. So just try to bring your hands on the ground, a little bit easier than trying to bring your arms over your head. You might lose your balance, okay? So it's better to hold on to the wheel at least with one hand and just lower yourself down gradually, okay? That's it, Kayla, good. That's it, Eugenia. You might need to push your wheel out a little bit, your knees out a little bit more, Eugenia. A little bit more in front, keep them together, but push them away from the wheel a little bit more. Okay, and then just allow your seat to sink down and just, that's it, Georgia, good. Okay? This is admittedly not a great, very extremely comfortable on the feet. Good. All right. That's it. There you go, Laura. So now start to scoot your hands forward towards your knees and see if you can just sink your back down onto your wheel. That's it. Gradually. That's it. You got it. Good. All right. Got the idea? Nice. All right. Beautiful. And then come back up. That's it, Miro. Good. Slide your hands forward, Miro, towards your knees. And this will allow your back to just come down. That's it. Just drop your shoulders back. There you go. Bingo, you got it. Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. All right. And release. Come back up. Okay. So let's come on to our bellies now. Okay, starting off, lots of progressions. Okay, so using the wheel to help you through into your King Cobra eventually. So you can start off Very easy with like your wheel pressed against your chest and your chin on the wheel. So you can start here. If this is really not doing much for you, you start to slide your hand, you bring your hands onto the wheel and you slide in a little bit further. Okay, so then you can hold the thumbs, hook the thumb into the inside the wheel and just push your wheel against your chest, bring your shoulders back. And you just keep on wheeling your wheel forward a little bit closer each time. So eventually it comes right against, so the wheel's sitting underneath, like just against your belly. You place your hands on the wheel and then you just slide your feet back until your hips come onto the ground. Just using your hands to push your wheel against your body, allow your head to drop back. And just stay there for a moment. As you push into the wheel, just try to pull your body up out of your hips. Allow your hips to sink down. Okay? Eventually, those you want to try, separate your feet and then you bring your knees up. You bend your knees, you bring your feet up. And you try to touch your toes to your head. So as you're pushing your wheel against your body and you bend your knees, this might give you a little bit more of an ability to get your toes closer to your head. You can also do this against the wall. So if you're doing this against the wall, your shins are against the wall. And this might help you to get a little bit deeper into the stretch. Okay, so there you go, Laura. Good. Beautiful. Try to move your toes up so that they're touching your forehead. Beautiful, Georgia. Nice. There you go. Awesome. That's it. Let's see, Eugenia, allow your wheel to come a little bit further forward so that your hips sink down a little bit more. So you don't and then you might be able to get your head a little bit further back, okay? So drop your hips, really push your wheel against your body. You have to play a little bit with it, okay? And then there you go. Your head to go back. Allow your shoulders to fall right back. Imagine you're squeezing socks behind your knees. Point your toes, Miro. That's it. Pull your shoulders way back. Way, way, way back. You're so close. There you go. Beautiful. Allow your head to drop back, and there you go. Nice. That's it. Nicola, you want to sink your hips down a little bit more, okay? So you're a little bit high right now with your hips. You just try to get your hips a little bit further down. You want to push your wheel really close, like right, so your wheel's sitting between your belly and your thighs. Okay, and then you just really try to get a nice extension. Nice. Awesome. Okay, and then break the pose, come back out. That's it. All right, rest for a moment, come into child's pose. So you can just bring the wheel in front and just allow your seat to come down behind your heels and your forehead to the ground. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, next pose, Shalombasana. So when you look at the shape of Shalombasana, it looks a lot like a cobra, except it's like in another orientation. So if you drew yourself on a piece of paper and you flipped it around, it looks like the same shape almost, okay? So it's the same type of idea. This time, however, we start at the back end of the mat. You place your wheel just against your belly, and then you come forward. Okay, you roll forward, you bring your chin onto the ground, you take the wheel with your hands, and then your thumbs on the inside, your fingers on the outside of the wheel, and you bring the legs up. If you want to go further, you just have to lift your belly a little bit, push your wheel in a little bit closer to your chest, bend your legs. I find it helps to bring one foot onto, you're trying to find your foot on your head, take one foot to your knee, and then maybe push your foot down right onto your head. Okay? Or bend your knees, feel like they're fruit hanging from a tree, and bring your toes to your head. So again, do this according to you don't have to bend your legs at all. You can just get a nice, like, straight line. Just try to get the feeling of just resting your belly on the wheel and then pulling your body up. Okay, go ahead. Push your wheel in a little bit closer to you, Miro. That's it. Nudge yourself a little bit further. So the wheel is pretty much in front of your chest. That's it, Nicola. Good. There you go. Kayla, just be careful that you don't like you're a little bit close to like the couch there. So can you do it the other way, like on a long way on the mat? Might be a bit better. Yeah. That's it, Eugenia. That's it. So to get closer, to get higher up, you want to try to push the wheel in a little bit first. Like, so you have to kind of move your belly away, your chest away from the wheel, and just use your hands to just push the wheel further in. Okay, so it starts out here and then you just kind of keep pushing it in towards you so it comes higher up. The wheel comes higher up on your chest. And that's what's going to allow your legs, most of your body is going to be up so your feet can come down more easily. Okay, so otherwise you're a little bit too long and then your feet will be too far away. It will be further away from your head. Okay, so yeah, it's just a little, that's it, Georgia, good. Move the wheel in, just, you have to push in the tops of your shoulders, the front of your shoulders. That's it. That's it. Good. Even a little bit more. Really push with your shoulders. That's it, Laura. Now, take one, there you go. You're almost there, Laura. So take one foot to your thigh and use your foot on your thigh to push your toes down towards your head. That's the idea, Miro. Same for you. Take one foot to your thigh. That's it. Really get your knee up high. Okay, that's the idea. That's it. That's it, Nicola. Good. All right. Make sure you take a bit of a rest in between, eh? Okay, come down when you need to. Good. And release. Good. That's it, Laura. That's it. Point your toes a little bit more. Your foot is just in front of your head. There you go. That's it. Bingo. Come down. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. So this is a preparation for getting into Shalombasana without the wheel. Okay, so if you want to try without the wheel, I'm trying to get into the posture without the wheel. So there's a few ways. I'll demonstrate two, okay? So I'm hoping that I'm gonna have to bring the camera a little bit closer here. Okay, so there's two ways to get into this. You can either start like this. Okay, so I'll go over the modifications first. Okay, so you can start like this, swing one leg up, and catch your foot with your thigh. Catch your thigh with your foot, and just work on this. And of course, you do the other side. So swing your leg up, push off the knee, and then get your foot up. Okay, so the next one, you scoot your knees in close. Your hands are between your knees. You have to push with your chin, not so much with your chin, but your front of your shoulders, your hands, heels, your palms. Lift your seat. You can stay here for a minute. Okay, so strengthen here, and then bring one leg up, kick up, go into it. Now I find the easier way to get into this is if you can do Bandha Gerundasana, you can go in from there. So Bandha Gerundasana, you place your hands beside your rib cage, your chin down. And again, here you can stay like this. You can lift one leg up. You can press up a little bit like this. Okay, so you can just try coming up. Eventually you could pushing into your hands and come up. And here you land your shoulders down. Press into one hand, extend your arm back. Press into the other side to get the weight off so you can get your other hand. And then bend your knees. Okay, so if you can get into Bandha Gerundasana easily, that's probably a good way to go up or down into the Shalombasana. Okay, so you can try both ways. So again, you have the option of just trying to find your strength to just doing this type of pose. Shoulder down and lift one leg up. Eventually you can do this. Okay, so this is still a really nice back bend because it gets a nice long back, okay? So there you go. Beautiful. Beautiful, Georgia. Now, land your shoulders down. Oh, that's it. If you have any questions, you can always just unmute yourself and ask. So, there you go. Good. Good. Now see if you can get your shoulders down on the ground, Miro, and then push on one hand and just try to slide the other hand back. Okay, so good. Remember again to rest in between. Don't go until you're exhausted because it's just going to get harder to get up. So just take your rest when you need to. Okay. How you doing, Laura? Good? Beautiful, Georgia. Beautiful, Georgia. Nice. That's it. That's it, Eugenia. Nice. Good. And break the pose. Relax. So eventually we all find our right tricks, right? It's all, the more you practice, the more you experiment, the more you learn the tricks. So let's move on. There's a few fun things you can do with Dhanurasana. Okay, so let's do those. So we're going to start off. Let's start off without the wheel first. Just lie on your belly, take hold of your heels, your ankles, flex your feet, and then lift your chest up. Push your feet away from your head. Try to pull on your feet so that most of your upper body is up off the mat. And then start to pull on your feet so your legs come up, your thighs come up. Try to get your feet higher than the head. If you want, you can rock a little bit. Rock all the way back. From your chin, land on your knees. Good. All right, break the pose. Relax, breathe in. Breathe out, relax. So next exercise is also done to strengthen a little bit. So you're going to take the arms in front of the body. And the idea is when you throw your legs up, when they come down and your belly, your hips and your chest press into the ground, this is what brings the upper body up. So it looks like this. You don't use your hands. You use the momentum of the body coming down to move you. So give that a try. Don't use your hands. Your hands are going to stop the movement. Use more. That's it. Arms right over your head. Straighten your arms, Laura. Don't use your arms. That's it, Miro. Good. Beautiful, Kayla. That's it. That's it. Good. Nice, Eugenia. Beautiful, Georgia. Really good. Okay. And relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let go of all fatigue. Drop it out of the body. Okay. So next progression. Again, according to your condition, okay? So if you have very tight back, lower back, then be mindful of this. You know your own body. So if you're more flexible, you hold closer to your shins. And this will allow you to go deeper. So eventually you do the same thing. Eventually you can pull your feet right down to the ground. Roll up, your feet come over the head. Pull in your legs. Come into like what looks like a bound cobra. Okay, so if you want to try that one, you have to really pull your legs towards the ground. Push your feet towards the earth. So we can try that. You have to hold closer to the knees. So in order to do this one, otherwise you hold close to your ankles and you just roll. So just the normal way. Okay, good. Just come up as high as you can. So your hips come right up off the ground. That's it, Kayla. Good. Beautiful, Eugenia. All right. And break the pose. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. So we're going to use a wheel now. So you're going to bring your feet inside the wheel. First, you're going to just have your insteps pressing into wheel. You're holding the inside edge of the wheel. Lift up and just come up like that. Okay, and then you can just, so just, you can use, just try to press. I find it's easier maybe to push one foot into the other inside the wheel as well. Lift up. And then release. Next progression. You want to have your toes, the base of toes pressing into the wheel. And then from here, have your toes sort of like hooking on the, let me see, I'm just trying to get my wheel is slippery, I don't have those grips on the wheel. So you push your toes, base toes into the side, into the inside the wheel, and you just try to pull the wheel, and then if you pull hard enough, you can come all the way down and keep pushing the wheel with your toes, and eventually you can get your wheel to the ground and your feet on the ground. And your wheel sitting on the backs of your legs. Okay, so again, base the toes in the wheel, again, do according to your condition. That's it. You're trying to get your feet to the ground behind you, so you try to pull up, that's it, and then pull you all the way back. So then your chest comes up so it looks like a cobra basically at the end of it. That's it. Keep pulling your wheel back. So descend your feet towards the ground behind you, Georgia. Good. That's it. And there you go. And return. Relax. Next. Okay, so there's this one here. You can place your wheel on your back, place the flats of your feet on the wheel, and then from here, push your chest up, and then have your shoulder blades squeezing your wheel on either side. Okay, so these are some of you who are very flexible. You can bring your wheel closer to the backs. I'm just trying to get into this here. You can just allow the wheel to sit on your back and just push up. The heels are on top of the wheel. You can do this one like this. If you're very flexible, you can do, if you can get into the overhead one, you can eventually take one foot up, wheel sitting on your back. Give me a sec. I need a second to just try to find my way into this pose. So, you get into an overhead wheel, bow. You place your heels eventually on top of the wheel, and you try to bring your toes to your head. So you lift up, eventually you can connect like this. So the wheel is just sitting inside your body basically. Okay, so it's a nice, cool little variation. Or you can just do a regular overhead bow without the wheel. That's okay too. That's it. That's it. Now try to bring your heel, both heels onto the top of the wheel, Georgia. Good. Okay, so for that's it. So bend your knees up, Kayla. Bring your feet to the wheel and hold on to the feet, and then lift your chest. And then once you lift your chest, you can maybe start to deepen the stretch. You can walk your hands towards your ankles like that. Okay? That's it. There you go, okay? Good. And just allow the wheel to just push. You can push the back of the head into the wheel like that, and push your shoulders back to get a little bit more opening through the chest. Yeah? Good. All right. And there you go. That's it, Laura. And release. Breathe in. Breathe out. Next one I'm going to demonstrate is maybe getting into the overhead wheel using the overhead bow using the wheel. So you bring one foot in and you bring your wheel up. So you hook your wheel, your foot inside the wheel, the instep pressing into the wheel, and then you pull the wheel up. Make sure your elbow's higher than the shoulder before you bring your elbow forward, so you don't hurt your shoulder. Okay, so bring your elbow up high first, lift your chest, and bring your elbow forward, and then so you can get your other foot in. Okay, so you can hold from the bottom like this. Or if you're more flexible, you want more extension, you can hold the upper side of the wheel, upper edge. Those who are very flexible can roll forward all the way, bring your wheel to the ground in front. Back up, push with your toes. Come back up. That's it. Okay, so if you have shoulder issues, probably best to stay with the underhand one. Okay, so just make sure you know the ability of your mobility of your shoulders if you're going to do that one. That's it. That's it. Now pull the wheel over your head. Pull your arms in front. There you go. You can do that one. Or you can bring your feet on the towards the ground in front of your head if you like. So you have to roll forward until your elbows come down and your hands come down in front. See the idea? All right. Good. Beautiful. And release. Break the pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax. Okay. So bow is a very powerful posture. I'm going to go through another couple of options without the wheel for some of you who want to try some of these other variations, okay? So a nice one. Let's do Aldeba Kasana first. Okay, so you come onto your forearms, you bring the right foot up. You start with your hand with your fingers facing towards the ankle, but then you spin your hand around on the top of the foot so you can wrap your fingers around the front of your toes. And then you try to pull your foot down towards the ground. You push your knee back so you feel the front of the hip muscle lengthening. If you want more power, you lift your elbow, and this might allow you to get your foot down a little bit more. Okay, so this is also an extra, very similar to Supta Virasana, where it helps to soften the knees. Okay, so you just try to make yourself look like a frog. Fold the leg right in half. Good. And then try the other foot. Of course. Remember again, you can press into your hand and lift your elbow up as you're pushing down, and this might allow you to get the foot down a little bit more. Keep pulling your knee back. You're trying to lengthen the quad at the same time. That's it, Meryl. Good. Good. And release. Okay, so next one. Hope you can see. You bring your left foot in the crook of the arm and lift it up. So your foot is like this. So you're pressing the base of the toe, the index, not the index, the instep into the arm, and then you take your other leg up the other way, the same way. And you allow yourself to hang out like this. Try to get your elbows as high as possible, behind your shoulders. Lift your knees up. Feel a stretch from your chest, your collarbone right to your knees. Okay. Good. Fingers are loose. Good. Now from here, you're going to pull the elbows towards another. So you're just going to contract the buttocks and the upper back muscles. And you try to bring your fingertips down on either side of the chest. Now from here, if you can get your fingertips down, push into the fingertips, lift your chest, and then your feet will come onto your seat, and your toes will be pretty much in your armpits. Okay, so this is a nice variation here. That's it. Give that a try. Okay. Where was I going with this? I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, I remember now. Okay. So the next pose. So we'll give an option for those who are more advanced who can do the upward face, the overhead bow. So this is a nice variation. So you'd start with one foot down, Aldeba Kasana. You reach across the chest. So you can take the foot. So my left leg is up. I take my right hand across the chest and take hold of the foot. Then you bring the other foot up. You bring the foot up. Again, your elbow has to be nice and high so that you bring your knee up a little bit, your other knee, so you can bring your elbow forward. Okay, so some of you might have seen this in Dharma's book, 608. If you want to go further, you try to bring the other foot up. And eventually, you just keep sliding your arms across one another. And eventually, you can cross your hands over your head. This is a really nice, beautiful variation. Okay, so again, you have to be careful with your shoulders. To let go, you just let go 1 foot at a time. Just like that. Okay, so again, you start. For those of you who want to, there's another variation you can do. You can just take your foot across with your right hand again, just like I started, and take your other foot up and do this. And try, if you push with your feet, you can try to eventually get both feet up. So this is another variation. Doesn't require as much shoulder flexibility. Okay, so you start across, and then you have to really kick with your right foot to come up. So you can get your shoulders up off the ground. That's it, Meryl. Good. And try to push your other foot up higher too. That's it. It's a good strengthener. It's a good twist too. It's a nice variation. That's the idea. That's the idea. Good. And make sure you do both sides. So Georgia, are we trying to do the overhead one? Are you trying to do the overhead one? I'll show it again, okay? So you take the foot, you take your foot on the inside, the outside edge of the foot. You really pull it up, you lift the knees up so that you have more an ability to move your left elbow forward like that. And then eventually you have to push your foot into your hand, keep your arm close to the ear, and your arm will eventually come across the forearm and then up over your head. Okay. So again, move slowly and be careful with the shoulders for this one. Yeah? All right. Did everyone do both sides already? If not, try the other side. Otherwise, you can rest. So. That's the idea. Really kick with your feet. Kick with your feet. That's it, Miro. Eventually try to push that foot that's closest to you away from you too, okay? To get a nice open line. Good. And let's take child's pose again. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. And roll your way up. Okay. So, let's try something else. Scorpion. So you can do this against a wall. I'm going to do this against a chair, as you can see. So you place your wheel against. I have to be careful because the guitar's sitting there. I don't want to I think we'll be fine. But you push the wheel against the wall. You bring your you bring your hands so your thumbs are against the outside, your other fingers on the outside, and then from here, you see if you can keep. Sometimes it's helpful to bring your head against the wheel first. And you can bring your other leg up. Fold the feet down, and maybe depending where your wall is, you might find the wall. If you're flexible, your feet might come onto the wheel, and then you can push your head away from the wheel. Okay, eventually, if you want, you can bring your feet to the inside and slide your feet in closer. Oops, I'm going the wrong way, I think. I want to have the feet on the inside of the wheel, so then you can bring your toes right against your forehead. Okay, so again, you can do this against a wall, just for the steadiness. Or if you don't have a wall near you and you have a block, you can place a block against the outside of the wheel as well, so it stays in place better. So it looks like this. Okay, so you can give that a try if you like. Go ahead. That's awesome, Nicola. Good. Good. Try to sink your chest a little bit, Nicola. Another thing you can do is, again, you can take one foot on your thigh and use your foot to push down on the knee so the toes will come down further. Okay, so. Oh, beautiful, Eugenia. Really nice. Really nice. Try to push your chest a little bit further away. Yeah, that's it. Arch your back a little bit more. If you want to do so at the wheel, of course, you can go ahead. Good. Now pull your head forward a little bit, Miro. Bring one foot onto bring one foot onto the knee, and then use your foot to push the foot down towards your head. That's it. Bend your leg that's coming to your head more. That's it. Point your toes, point your toes. push down on the knee, and then it's coming, yeah, your foot's right in front of your head. That's it. Very good. So let me, it was very close, Meryl. I'm just gonna get that out. So what I can offer you, that's it. So bring your head forward a little bit. You have to sink your chest a little bit and use your foot. Really imagine you're squeezing a sock behind your knee, okay? So just really try to get this action going. Pull your foot in towards your head. Okay, it was just a little bit in front of your head like that. So just try to pull your shin in closer, and then your foot will come onto your head. Okay? Good. All right. Breathe in. That's it. Sink your chest a little bit. That's it. That's it. Bring your head up a little bit more if you can. Push your head forward. There you go, Georgia. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's the idea. Just have to bring your chest and your head a little bit further forward, Miro, so that you can kind of, yeah. Good. And that's it. That's it. There you go. It's coming close. It's getting close. That's it. Bring your head up a little bit higher. Did you touch? I think you touched, yeah? Awesome. Good. And there you go. Beautiful. Awesome. All right. Take a break. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. I'm going to show you another way of getting it into it. Some of you might find it a little bit easier. It depends on the shape of your body. If you have very long legs, this might not work as easily for you. But if you have roughly the same proportions as like the torso to the legs, it might work. So you would start from behind, like with the, you start as though you're going into this one, right? So you again bring your hands underneath your ears. You take the wheel and then you roll back onto your elbows. And then you lift your back up off the wheel. Push your chest forward as much as you can. We did this before, yeah? And then see if you can get your foot on the wheel. So at this point, if you find the foot with your wheel, you have to push it away a little bit further away so that you have the balance. You have to really push with your foot so you can get your foot flat and steady, and then you can bring your other leg up. And then you bring your foot down onto the wheel, and then you slip your other foot in front, and then you push the wheel towards you, and then your feet are on your head. So you can give that a try as well. Okay, so do you want me to do that again? Anybody want me to repeat that? Or you got it? Okay. All right, so if you don't want to go into the form bounce, you can just, you don't have to go all the way, right? Like you just come back what we did before and try to get your chest up. And then see if you can look towards the wheel, walk your feet in as close as possible, and see if you can find the wheel with your foot and just stay there and just kind of play around the wheel like that. Okay, so every journey starts as a small step, right? So just there you go, beautiful, Miro. Nice. That's it, Eugenia. That's it. Nice and slow. Good. And break the pose. Oh, there you go, Laura. That's it. Push your foot. That's it. Look towards the wheel, Laura. So you just kind of like you arch your back so your head's looking at the wheel, and then you'll be able to, yeah, okay, good. Take your rest when you need to, of course. That's it. So use your hands to push your wheel a little bit further away, Laura, and then secure your wheel with your foot first before you can bring your, and when your foot is steady on the wheel, that's when you can lift, you bring your other leg up, okay? Good. And that's it, relax. That's it, Miro, good. Push, push, push. That's really kick, kick, kick. Beautiful, that's it. Push your chest forward, Miro. There you go. That's it. And relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. All right. Let's do something just a little softer. Just do supported fish for the time being. So sit at the front end of the mat and just rest your back on the wheel. Allow the head to just drop back on the wheel and bring your arms back. So just allow the wheel to conform to the shape of your body, your back. And then coming back up. Okay, so pigeon. Okay, so start off in pigeon. We're going to bring the, which way does he start usually? The right shin on top of the wheel. Just like this. Okay, so just allow the wheel to, allow the shin to rest on the wheel and just sink your hips down. And just press your arms against the shin. Just allow your left foot to just slide gradually back. Drop your seat. Okay, then from here, change legs. Bring your left shin across the wheel. Anchor your leg in place behind your arms. A little bit more comfortable with the wheels closer to the ankle. And then just again, slide your toes, right toes back. Allow your seat to just come down towards the ground behind the wheel. Okay, so just depending on how you move this, like you'll feel this in different areas of the different muscles here. I like to just kind of allow my left hip to sink down. I'm trying to get the sit bone right down to the ground. Okay. And release. So from here, just do a regular pigeon, so change right leg in front. And if you can, you try to have your heel on the same line as the knee. And just slide your wheel forward. And just stretch. So your hands on top of the wheel and just come forward. Bring your forehead to the ground. If you're more flexible, you can bring your foot forward in front of your face and just try to bring your chin onto your heel, your eyebrow down onto your big toe. And again, reach forward with your hands. Rest them on top of the wheel. Allow your heart to sink down. Below your shoulders. And then change sides. Left leg in front. Or further forward if you're more flexible. So when you come down, your chin will land on your heel, your middle forehead on the base, the big toe, and reach forward like that. Otherwise, your leg is just underneath your chest, close to the throat. Come up, change legs again. Okay, so now we're going into King Pigeon. There's a few options for this. So you can take the back foot into the wheel and see if you can make sure your elbow's back, and so take your foot into the wheel. The inside of the wheel is pressing into the inside of the foot is pressing to the wheel. Try to bring your elbow back and then up. And then you can take your hands up like this. Those who are flexible can maybe bring your head right through. And then if you keep pulling on your wheel, your foot will come to your head like that. Okay, so that's one way of getting into it. Give that a try maybe. So again, or if it's not quite there, you can do a swan pose. So as not to strain your shoulders, you can just hook your arm inside the wheel and then just do this kind of thing and just keep pushing the wheel. Just try to get the bind like this. So this is another option you can do. Right. But yeah, if you get the foot inside the wheel, take both hands on inside the wheel and then just lower the wheel down over your head so that your head's sitting on the inside, and you keep pulling on the wheel until your foot is right on the head. Release. Good, beautiful, Laura. Nice, Nicola. So yeah, to get that one, you have to bring the wheel up first and bring your head all the way back so that you can bring the wheel so your face comes just in between the wheel, right? So there's another way you can get into it. Another version, I guess. You allow the wheel to sit on your hip, on your leg. It's another variation here. If you reach over your wheel and take hold of the foot. And then this wheel's not sitting right in the middle of the body, but you want to get the wheel so it's in between, sitting cushioned in between your body and your leg. And then you take hold of the wheel. Okay, so that's a little bit more of a craft to get into that, but there's different shapes, different things you can do. Let's try it on the other side. Okay, so try it on the other side and try the variations that you like. Okay, Miro and Nicola, you can try to take a look at this one too, okay? So, or anyone, you can take the wheel up of the head, bend your elbows back, and just allow your wheel to just slide it down until it comes down further, and then you bring your leg up to hug the wheel. And then you can just keep your hands close, elbows close to the wheel, and then eventually you might walk your hands up. Eventually you might, your hands might meet the foot. So it's another variation of getting into it. the idea. Beautiful. Nice, Meryl. That's it, Eugenia. Beautiful, Laura. That's really nice, Meryl. Nice. Good, Kayla. It was beautiful, Georgia. Nice. Awesome, everybody. Nice. We'll come down. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax. So child's pose. You can take your wheel behind. Open up your knees. Hook your toes on the inside the wheel and just allow your seat to sink. Push your wheel away with your seat and bring your forehead down. And just keep pushing your wheel back with your seat. Lengthen out. Allow your chest to slide forward. Try to get your armpits on the ground. And release. I'll come back up. So this is the last sequence I'm going to show you, a few variations, okay? So going from, modified versions into some very deep ones. Okay, so for Hanumanasana, you can do lizard. So you'd have your foot beside your, you can start off like this, basically. So your knee is bent in front, and then you just start to sink down, and then from here you can just bend your toes under the back foot, side heels forward, and just try to sink down, and just your wheel is there to give you something to hold on to, and just try to sink down like that. Okay, so there's that version here. Or you can come back and bring your heel onto your wheel, and then do Aldeba Hanumanasana like that. Eventually, if you feel comfortable, you wheel the wheel a little bit further forward, and you scooch the back foot back, and you just keep on sinking down gradually. Those who are very flexible might be able to get your seat right down. So eventually you want to have your left side of the seat, both sides of the seat down. And those of you who are very flexible can take, if you know how to get into that one, you can do that pose here. Or you can just keep both hands up. Okay, so these are a couple variations to start you off with. So let's just try to warm up a little bit as you need to. Come into Hanumanasana. And those who want to go deeper, go deeper. Those who want to stay more like this, or like using your wheel to help you to just sink down a little bit by bit, go ahead. Okay, so. Just to try to get both sides of your seat down. You have to really sink down to the seat. Imagine you had weights in your hip pockets. Beautiful, Laura. Try to take your hands up over your head now. That's it. And reach back like you're doing Kapiyasana. Both hands back. That's it. And then see if you can take the foot. You can have one hand on the ground if you need to take the foot up. That's it. That's it. Good. All right. Release, go to the other side. Just gradual pulsing up and down. That's it, Eugenia, good. Try to bring your hands back a little bit beside your hips so your shoulders come back, so you're more upright. Yeah, okay, even more. There you go. That's it. Beautiful. Make sure your hips are square. Beautiful, Georgia. All right. And relax. Try the first side again. Show a variation for those who are very, very bendy. This is a really beautiful one, but it's also pretty intense. So if you get into this one, okay, you just push into your fingertips, lift your seat up, and pull the foot all the way back. And then from here, you lower your seat, and you walk your hand up, and you find a foot with both hands. Okay, so again, you know your abilities, right? So you have to pull on a foot once you have it, and lift your seat a little bit so that you can get all the way back, your foot to the ground. Otherwise, continue doing what you're doing. Do the other side again, like the first side, and again, just go a little bit deeper, maybe. That's it. Sink your hips a little bit more, Nicola, before you go back, okay? Like before you try to go into the back bend, just try to sink your seat all the way forward. So think of doing a lunge, like Anjalayasana, and just slide your feet forward and just keep on sinking your seat forward. Okay, and just try to get the sit bone of the front foot, front leg down. That's it, Miro, good. All right. And make sure you do both sides. So once you've done what you're going to do on one side, do the other side. Take your time. That's it. Lift your seat up a little bit more. Allow yourself to fall back, Georgia. Good. Keep going. You have to lift up quite a way. So when you've got the foot, you have to lift up quite a way. Come onto your fingertips so you can go back. Okay, so see how far I am. And then from there, you keep holding onto the foot, and then you start to press your way back down again. Okay? That's it. Control it. Move slowly. Foot down, foot down. There you go. All right. And break. Getting the idea. Beautiful. All right, come back into child's pose. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. You can do whichever, with or without the wheel, child's pose. And then come up. All right, so bring both feet on top of the wheel, Thalasana. And then just lean forward and then place your forehead, try to bring your face to your feet here. You can use your upper arms to just press down into your shins so your knees fall out to the side. And then you can start to push your feet forward a little bit. So as you put your feet forward, your back lengthens, your spine lengthens. Okay, so you can pull your foot further away so that you stretch. From above, it looks like a star, a six-pointed star. Okay, from here, you're going to come back to seated position. Bring one foot, the right foot into the wheel, on the inside of the wheel, and lie down on your back. So depending on your flexibility, you might be staying like this. If you're more flexible, you can bring your arms, slip them inside, Then if you're even more flexible, you can push your wheel up with your upper arms, tuck your chin in, and see if you can get your head inside of the wheel so your forehead is against the leg. So I'm not sure how comfortable that will be if you've got those ridges on the inside, so do according to your comfort. You can also do this without the wheel too. It doesn't have to. And then switch legs. Left leg comes up. Either you can hold the, if you don't use the wheel, you can just hold the ankle and bring the knee to the shoulder and just pull the foot towards your head. Those who are very flexible might be able to slip your leg out to the left, allow your knee to come against the underarm and the foot to come to the ground, just a little bit beside and behind your head. Good. And then release. From here, sit up. So we're going to take either cross-legged position with your either lotus with your right foot on top, or if you don't have a lotus, you can bring the left heel into the root and your right toes across the outside, just underneath the left knee. Take your wheel beside your right hip. Right hand, if you have the lotus, you bind the foot, of course, and you bring your left hand to your wheel and just keep pushing it back further behind you. Inhale, lift up, exhale, pull on the foot, or you can press your hand into your thigh equally if you don't have the foot, and then just keep pushing your foot behind so your wheel is coming across to your right, beyond your right side of the body. Wheel the wheel further back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, push the wheel further back behind. Turn a little bit more to the right. The whole spine twists. Start it low in the body, the base of the hips. Eventually the head moves around as well. So it's not just the eyes that are turning, the whole body. And then wheel the wheel back. Come back and then switch your lotus around, or switch your legs around so your right heel comes into the root, your left toes across the front. Reach behind. You can either keep your hand behind your back or take your hand to your hip. You might be actually, depending where you are, you might be able to reach forward even if you don't have a lotus and take hold of your heel. Okay, so depending on your reach, or you take your lotus, of course. And then you push the wheel further back to your left using your right hand. Tug on the foot. Release. Lie down on your back for Shavasana. So you can place your wheel aside, or if you want, you can rest the wheel on your belly if you like. Just between your belly so that your bottom wheel is sitting on top of your thighs, the other one is sitting sort of mid-belly, or you can place your head inside the wheel. If you want to continue to use the wheel, otherwise just keep it to the side. And just lie down in Shavasana. Ease your way down. melting into the ground. This is where the purification starts. Feel as though you're a vessel receiving the best of the best. Imagine it coming in like waves coming onto the beach. With each inhale, feel a surge of the waves coming in, bringing in the best of the best. All the love, all the knowledge, all the security and the confidence. Everything that you need to feel grounded, fulfilled, and complete. On the exhales, just like the wave that retreats from the water and then clears the sand underneath, making it smooth underneath, taking out all the debris with it. Imagine with the exhales, the waves of negativity or anything that you don't need, just leaving the body. Anything that you feel is standing in your way, is an obstacle of some sort, whether it's some emotions, any impurities. Make room for more of the incoming benefits. Most importantly, direct all those incoming benefits, feel as though they're rolling right into the center of the chest, the right side of the physical heart, into the spiritual heart, the residing place of the highest self of God. And as God is equally present in all the forms, all the offerings that you bring to God go to all beings. Make a conscious dedication of those offerings to all beings, especially those who are suffering, and especially those who you perceive to challenge you, to give you difficulty. For the challenge is to work past those difficulties. Easy enough to find bliss and to find to be nice and to feel good when things are easy. It's when things get difficult and when people challenge you in certain ways that you have to dig deeper to keep on seeing God within them and God within that situation. To know that everything is perfect and everything is happening in the exact perfect way for you to become more spiritually correct, to allow for spiritual growth. Now visualize a sky, looking up at the sky, seeing all the different hues of the sky. Maybe it's at sunset, maybe it's at sunrise. Maybe there's patterns of clouds, however you want to imagine it. And it's as far, of course, as you can, goes beyond your sight, your line of vision. Just imagine all the subtle changes in the sky as the sun comes up higher or sets down, settles down for the night. Just see all the vast, infinite hues. And then see if you can hear the sound of Om, angelic, celestial sound, also made up of infinite tones, infinite harmonies resonating within. Really try to hear that Om as though it were started right at the core of the earth and went beyond even this earth and beyond the skies. And see if you can imagine feeling the vibrations of that Om. Affecting you and
the infinite possibilities of sounds, vibrations, and the colors of Om. Represent the infinite grace of God and the infinite manifestations of God's beauty and love and grace through all the forms that exist here in this universe and beyond this universe. Love them all, appreciate them all, revere them all, for they are all God. Each time you walk on the mat, you bring yourself into practice, you practice the forms, you imitate the forms. This is an exercise to help cultivate that reverence and that appreciation, that love, unconditional love, and respect for all. We are similar in infinite ways. Look for the similarities, not the differences. So now lock that into your mind and heart, repeating to yourself the following sentence 3 times. I see God in all beings. And open your heart up to all. And now prepare to come back from Shavasana. Prepare to just continue exercising that in your day-to-day life. Prepare to sit. Close with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Instill the peace within. Send it out to all beings everywhere. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the divine grace, the infinite grace within. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming. It was such a pleasure practicing with all of you. Thank you so much. So beautiful watching all of you. I'm just going to turn this off.